If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Welcome to the Dynasty Dugout Show, a podcast covering all things minor league baseball. Get a front row seat to the action with everything you need to know about the future stars of Major League Baseball. And now, here's your host, Chris Clegg.
Hello and welcome to the show. It's Tuesday, it's June the 10th, and we're back to talk minor league baseball. New week-long series kickoff this week across the full level affiliates. And yesterday was just complex and DSL action, but plenty to talk about. And what better time to break down the start of the DSL season and now over a month into the complex season. Who's standing out? What players should you be buying into? Let's talk about all of them right now. But first, you know the drill. We're brought to you by Connect Roasters. Connect Roasters is Ian Happ's coffee company. They make an incredible cup of coffee. This morning, I just had a cold brew cup of the Gold Glove blend. Put a little peppermint in the bottom because peppermint is my favorite. I know it's not peppermint season, not peppermint mocha, whatever, but it was delicious. Put a little cold foam on the top. However you like it, you can get it. Go get the Gold Glove blend. Buy one, get one, 50% off at Connect Roasters using the code Dynasty Dugout. Also, we're proud to partner with Chinook Seedery, the best sunflower seeds in the game. Chinook has a wide variety of flavors. Sweet, spicy, salty. You got it. Go get 10% off your order at chinookseedery.com using the code Dynasty Dugout today. All right. Today is just complex and DSL talk. And we'll talk about some players that really popped yesterday, but also the standouts for the season. The DSL is just a weekend at this point, so it's really hard to form many opinions on players yet. But yesterday, probably the most impressive player from a under the surface standpoint was Cris Rodriguez, and he's been doing that all season. Cris Rodriguez signed with the Detroit Tigers. He blasted a home run on a 99-mile-an-hour Kevin Defrank home run. You can find that video right here if you're watching on YouTube via Tigers Minor League on Twitter. So thanks for posting that video. He hit 109 miles an hour off 99-mile-an-hour fastball and got to the poolside. That's nuts. Rodriguez just turned 17 not long ago. He can mash. He also hit a ball 108 miles an hour for a double to the opposite field off a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Cris Rodriguez has multiple 105 pluses this year. His other home run he hit was at 105 off the bat. And he's had quite a few others in that range. This kid can scorch baseballs, and it's no surprise. He's 6'4". He's got a good swing, good juice, a lot to like in that profile. So when you look at Cris Rodriguez, you're like, yeah, this kid might be a dude. And I firmly believe that. So Cris Rodriguez, big frame. The swing looks like Alex Rodriguez. If you look at the swing right here, I'll put the video below. Like that swing looks like Alex Rodriguez. Been watching a lot of him over his lifetime. But yes, Cris Rodriguez, Detroit Tigers, very impressive bat. The power's off the charts. How much contact does he make? We shall see, but I'm very excited about what Cris Rodriguez brings to the table. He's looked every bit the hype that he had preseason. And this doesn't happen very often, actually. Like when we think about the hype and the dollar value that these guys get, it doesn't usually match, like ever. So to see him perform out of the gate and hit balls hard, like with absurd exit velocities for a 17-year-old, yeah, he's someone that you want a part of. The other guy you want a part of is Teilon Serrano. That's Teilon Serrano, Serrano. Serrano was set to sign with the Dodgers. He had a handshake agreement with the Dodgers. The Dodgers backed out because the Roki Sasaki deal, and it left the Twins to sign Serrano. He actually got a bigger bonus with the Twins than he was going to get with the Dodgers. The kid looks the part. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. It's an impressive left-handed swing. Power is there for sure, and he's a good athlete. Serrano hit a home run yesterday. He has 2 on the year. He's popping balls 103 plus pretty regularly, which again, impressive for a 17-year-old. Didn't turn 17 that long ago. So Teilon Serrano, man, this kid's got it. He plays outfield. If he keeps growing, he may move to a corner spot, but he's good enough athletically to play there. He's playing some center right now, which is interesting, but the pop is legit. He's making a lot of contact. 500, 571, 1,000 slash so far. So like really good feel to hit, get to power, to run, not striking out a lot, good contact. Like Teilon Serrano, however you want to say it, he looks the part. So I'm heavily investing in this guy, and Rodriguez has a lot of hype. Serrano does not have a lot of hype. So I think you can go get Serrano at a pretty cheap cost, probably for free in a dynasty league. And I think you'll be really happy with what you pay for him because the return, I think, is going to be really good. If you remember, the Twins have a good history of developing international guys and scouting them. It was Eduardo Beltre last year. You go down the line and it's like, okay, like they found guys year over year on the international side that are really good. I think they got a really good steal here with Teilon Serrano. And again, that's Teilon Serrano. He's legit. I would certainly look in to buying him because the EV's back. It's really good contact. It's a good frame, good athlete, good mover. He checks all the boxes you want to see of a young DSL bat. So I'm investing in Serrano. You should too. This guy, Elorky Rodriguez with the Texas Rangers. Now, this is not as great of a build as the other two, but he's swinging it well. He has 12 RBI on the year, which is just stupid at this point. He's got 2 homers. He has 1 stolen base, as many strikeouts to walks. And he was like, when Elorky Rodriguez signed, like he was known as like a hit tool approach guy. And we're seeing that because he's not striking out very much. He's making a lot of contact and he's getting on base. 409, 487, 27 slash line for him. 17 years old. Yes, we don't want to read much into it, but he is looking the parts. That's Elorky Rodriguez of the Texas Rangers. And the other bat from the DSL to talk about is Almen Tolentino of the Marlins. He's a catcher. He's actually a DSL repeater, but again, I'm not going to ding him for that because there's a lot of circumstances why a player would go back to the DSL that aren't performance related. But Almen, Almen Tolentino, he leads the league in 4 home runs so far. He struck out 4 times in 27 plate appearances, 3 walks, and he has 2 doubles and a triple. All that for a 435, 519, 1130 slash, which is just stupid. Tolentino continues to swing it well. Do the Marlins have something here? Maybe. I've got some guys that I know down there that are getting eyes on him, so I hope I'll have a better feel for who he is because I don't have a lot on him right now, not a lot of video compared to some other players, but Tolentino is lighting up the statistic board, and he's swinging it really well. So Almen Tolentino of the Miami Marlins is a name to know from the hitter side of things, but those are guys that are popping off and standing out as far as it goes with the hitters. What about the pitchers? Because, those are always interesting because pitching in the DSL is a complete crapshoot. It's pretty bad. But this year you actually have some decent pitchers that got decent bonuses where you look at some of these guys and you're like, yeah, maybe there is something to see here. Kevin Defrank is something to see. He's 16 years old still. He's like every bit of 6'4", 6'5". He runs his fastball up to triple digits. Yes, he did allow that home run yesterday to Cris Rodriguez, but again, a 99-mile-an-hour fastball that I didn't even think was located bad. He ran it in. He's got a good sinking action. He ran it in pretty well on Rodriguez's hands, and Rodriguez just turned on it and mashed it. But Kevin Defrank is looking good. I mean, he has allowed 3 earned runs. He allowed 2 yesterday, but 6 2/3 innings with 3 earned runs. He has 9 strikeouts to 2 walks. That changeup is really good as well. It plays well off the sinker, and that's what I like from Defrank. Being 16 and having a feel for a changeup is pretty rare. That's exactly what Kevin Defrank has, and he's got a pretty good sweeper that's still developing, but it shows flashes. But when you're 16, you're 6'5", 200 pounds, and you're running the fastball up to triple digits, yeah, maybe you sit here and listen and you say, this kid's going to blow out his arm. Maybe, but we've got guys that throw 90 miles an hour that are blowing out their arms too. So, again, like, what's the damage at this point? I think this is a guy that he's got all the stuff, and it's like, yeah, I really like what this kid brings to the table. He's uber talented and a lot of fun. So Kevin Defrank is a pitcher name to know on the DSL side. A couple other names to look at before we move to the complex standouts. A guy in Washington actually is catching my eye, and that's Henry Alcantara of the Seattle Mariners. He's 17 years old. He doesn't have the frame that we see out of Kevin Defrank, but he's 6 foot, 165, and he's been really good so far. It's 5 1/3 scoreless innings with 9 strikeouts and no walks. So when you see that, you're like, okay, like, what is this kid's arsenal like? Is there anything to actually see with Henry Alcantara? And that's the biggest thing right now is like, okay, is this kid legit? And honestly, like, I don't have a great answer. I don't have a lot of under the hood data on Henry Alcantara right now, but I look at him and he's standing out. The command looks good and he's missing bats. Now, that's not always indicative of future success, but younger guy, room to grow and add to his frame. I don't know. I see some pretty enticing stuff when I find a guy with command like this. It's like, yeah, maybe there is something to see here with Henry Alcantara. So that's at least a name to store in your brain and know for the future, because guys with command in the DSL don't grow on trees. So Henry Alcantara, the Seattle Mariners, watch out for him. All right, that's the DSL side of things. Let's take a quick break. We'll talk some complex ball on the other side, and then we'll get out of here. Much like the DSL, complex pitchers are just a crapshoot. Now, we get a little more data on them, so we have a better feel for them, but let's talk about Johnny King. I've dubbed him the best pitcher at the complex, and I firmly believe that. It's just crazy stuff from the left side. He's 6'3", he's 210, and he took a big step forward from last year, which you like to see. King's fastball is now 93, 95. He sits closer to 95 most starts, and he's touching 97. That had not been the case. And from the left side and from his release point, that fastball is really, really good. So we're talking a fastball that's from a 5'6", 5'5" release height, so pretty low. And he creates immense ride and run on that pitch. We're looking at like 16 to 18 inches of IVB and 10 to 12 inches of horizontal. So it's ride and run. That's a tough look for hitters on that fastball at that velocity. Johnny King of the Blue Jays, he's 18 years old, and he's doing these things with a fastball and manipulating it well. It's like, yeah, this is a good offering. And King had been scoreless until yesterday. He allowed his first 2 earned runs of the year, but he has a 1.17 ERA across 15 innings, which is cool to see. A 104 whip, a 42% strikeout rate. It's not just the fastball. We've got a sweeper here that's a really good offering as well. You can call it a curveball, but it blends sweeperish curveball, but it's got enough depth to probably be a curve. It's in the low 80s. It's 2-plane movement, 10 plus inches of sweep, 10 to 12 inches of sweep, and like 10 to 13 inches of depth IVB wise. So 2-plane movement, low 80s, missing bats, good stuff. And the changeup's pretty deadly. He hasn't thrown it a lot, but it's upper 80s. He'll clip 90 on the changeup. And we're looking at like up to 20 inches of arm side. It's 13 to 20. It varies at times, like as far as the shape goes, but late depth and up to 20 inches of arm side, sign me up. Like, we're talking about pretty good horizontal separation at this point between the changeup and the curveball and even the fastball. So like, man, Johnny King can pitch. I'm all in on what Johnny King brings to the table. Sign me up right now. Let's do this thing. I'm all in. Another complex pitcher that I love, there's 2 more that I want to talk about that are really standing out, and that's Ethan Dorchies and Argenis Cayama. Man, these guys are legit. Dorchies with the Brewers, again, he had another scoreless outing yesterday. Dorchies now has a 1.67 ERA at the complex. I know it doesn't matter all that much. Like, I don't care about ERA at the complex, whatever. But Dorchies has 32 strikeouts in 27 innings, just 8 walks so far. He's limiting homers, keeps the ball on the ground. It's a good arsenal of pitches. And while it's not as flashy as a Johnny King per se, Dorchies still has really, really good stuff where I look at the arsenal and I'm pretty much in. I think he's going to go to single A pretty soon. And actually, the Brewers just saw a pitcher bump from single A Carolina to high A Wisconsin. So I kind of wonder if Dorchies might be the guy to bump. We'll see. But regardless, like, he's somebody that I'm investing in. The performance is there, but he's like 92, 93 on the fastball up to 95. It's average IVB, like 15 inches from a 5'5" release height. So a low release from his height. I mean, he's got some height on him. And really flat VAA, 7 feet of extension. Like Dorchies just checks boxes that I'm looking at and want to see. So he'll throw a sinker with good running life. His projection on the frame. Solid slider and changeup as well. Sliders in the low 80s, like 7 inches of sweep, late depth to it. Low release, tough for hitters to pick up. And the changeup has some late fading action to it as well. So Ethan Dorchies, definitely a guy that you want to know. And Argenis, our guy from the Giants, Argenis Cayama. I'm totally mispronounced the name, and I can read it, and I'm like, I just can't get it off my tongue right, which is really annoying. But it's Cayama. But Argenis Cayama, I mean, he's legit. I think that there's a lot to like with him. And those three, like, these are the guys I look at them like, these are the best complex pitchers. And there's some other guys, like maybe a tier down, like Jose Feliz of the Nationals. You've got Kyle DeGroat with the Rangers. I like Starlin Torres a little bit with the Reds. So those are guys I'm looking at and saying, like, yeah, there's some guys, but I think that the three that I'm going to talk about, King, Dorchies, and Cayama, are all in that kind of top tier. So Cayama's 18, Giants org. He's got a 109 ERA, sub-1 whip, 33 strikeouts in 24 innings, just 8 walks. It's really good stuff as well. And what he brings to the table, the fastball, it's legit. So he definitely has seen a tick up, which I like to see. And on the flip side, it's like there's good secondaries as well. So when you look at the arsenal for Cayama, he's like been one of the biggest standouts in the complex. I know he's got a lot of praise from the Baseball America crew. They've got guys out there that have seen him. And so, yeah, I'm like certainly going to buy that hype when people have seen him with their eyes and back. I mean, the fastball's up to 96. Like it's kind of an Ethan Dorchies, like 92, 93 sinker with good arm side. And he'll throw a good slider in the low 80s, mid 80s changeup as well. The changeup has some good depth. You can see it. Some good video out there from Josh Norris, a couple other BA videos as well. And you can see the pitch movement. You can see like there's a lot to like. But Cayama, Giants, really good arm to know there at the complex. So he's a major standout. So let's talk some hitters, because those top three guys, I think, are the top three pitchers at the complex right now. But who are the hitters that you need to know? Who's popping off there? And there's several. I mean, obviously, Reinel Rodriguez got the bump to single A. Not going to talk about him, but Devin Fitz-Gerald is emerging as one of the best bats there. He's a fascinating player. He came out of Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. Coach's son, pedigree. His brother plays in the Mariners minors. So there's some pedigree here with Devin Fitz-Gerald, and that's Fitz-Gerald, Gerald. Shortstop, second baseman in the Rangers organization. He is 19, but man, this kid's ready for single A, and I'm ready for him to get there because I can go see Hickory whenever I want to, and I want to see this kid play. When we look at Devin Fitz-Gerald, he's got 6 home runs right now. He's got 3 stolen bases. He's hitting 323, 425, 586. So when you look at Devin Fitz-Gerald, it's like this dude might be a guy because the exit velocities are popping. I look at his EVs and I'm like, okay, like this dude can swing it. He's got a good feel to hit, and he's an incredible athlete, by the way. He lifts the ball. He can get to the pull side regularly. Switch hitter, does it from both sides of the plate. But Devin Fitz-Gerald, highly impressive bat. And he's looking like one of the better bats at the complex right now, where I'm kind of all in on him at this point. I'm going to give him and I gave him a bump in my rankings, but I want to see him with my own eyes, obviously, but hopefully he gets to single A soon. But we're looking at a huge jump. The contact rates are superb. He's running like a 90% end zone contact rate right now. Pretty good chase rate. And the power is there too, where we look at the exit velocities, let me pull those up. And I'm like, okay, like I see you, Devin Fitz-Gerald. I mean, he's been up over 110, got a couple 109s in the bag. Yeah, Devin Fitz-Gerald, really good approach, really good contact. I'm very much interested in what Devin Fitz-Gerald brings to the table of the Texas Rangers. Could all change, but he's a fascinating player who gets to the pull side. He gets the ball in the air. He does a lot of things that you want to see. So Devin Fitz-Gerald of the Texas Rangers, definitely a heavy investment for me, because he's doing all the things that I like to look for and see in a hitter. Also, love to see Edward Florentino pick it up. He was bad over the first couple of weeks, and I was kind of disappointed because legitimately, I scoured some backfields for a week, and Edward Florentino was one of the best players that I saw in the backfields. Young 18-year-old, he had come out of a really good DSL season. I was like, yeah, this kid's going to pop. And the first couple of weeks, he was striking out at like a 40% clip. But recently, he's clicking. He had a home run the other day, I think on Saturday. They didn't play Sunday. But he's had 3 home runs in the last 5 games. He's really cut the strikeouts. He's stealing bags. He's making contact. Florentino moves well. Like, this is a plus potential power profile. I think it's a good field to hit, probably an average field to hit. And he's a pretty good mover and athlete for a 6'4" frame. 6'4", 200, beautiful left-handed swing, gets us some juice. I'm very much interested in Edward Florentino of the Pirates. Corner, outfield, first base, could go either way. But Florentino, I mean, you look at the power speed combos. He's got 5 homers, 4 stolen bases. I know you kind of take it with a grain of salt, but I'm very much interested in what Edward Florentino is doing and brings to the table. He'll be 18 the whole season. Another check mark in his box. Like, he's really, really good. So Edwin Florentino, watch out for him. Nate George just got the bump to single A. Unfortunately, I've already seen Delmarva this year, but I saw Nate George this spring, so I got some film of him. He's built like a bowling ball, and this kid can run. He's 6 foot, like 200 pounds, pretty jacked, really good athlete, really good runner. He was a track star in high school. He's got some juice as well. So Nate George, outfielder with the Baltimore Orioles, he ended his complex stint with 3 homers and 13 bags, and he slashed 383, 451, 556. He's off to single A now. Good to see. So encouraging to see the bump there from George, who's 19 in the Orioles org. He was a 15th, 16th round pick. No hype at all, but Nate George is good. So get to know that name. There's a lot to like with George's profile. That's going to do it. That's our complex and DSL standouts at this point. Obviously, we're just 1 week into the DSL season. Take it with a grain of salt, but some of those underlying numbers really pop. So that's what you need to know. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with you tomorrow. I'll have some live looks to talk about and all the rest of the minor league action. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe on YouTube, please. Almost to 1,000 subs. I'd really appreciate it. And on your favorite podcast platform, help me grow the show. I'd very much appreciate it. Hope you all have a great day.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.